Aloha, I'm Nicholas Akeneik, and welcome to the Sacred Forest, sacred streams, sacred dreams. Thank you for hearing me, and I hope and pray and have faith that you are hearing the festiveness of this change of seasons and this call to breathe inward and share outward in ways that honor our energy and ourself and our soul and the spirit of one another, and the sharing of presence that is really, I feel, everybody's favorite part of not just this time of the year and part of the season, but any time, any space that we're interacting with wohuman beings. So let me say that it is an honor to share, and every instance of breathing here, awake and aware as well as I can, and it is an honor to share, truly, in that awareness and in that presence with ourselves, to know that everything we are sharing is, in a sense, contributing to creation and becoming a part of nature. So I guess it's up to everybody present how beautiful it is or not, or how can we find the beauty in every breath. And that's where this soul connection and soul communion, which I feel is soul connected to the soles of both feet, and creating that one connection to the soul beneath us, which is this plane, this field, this realm. Some call it the Earth Star Chakra, essentially our energy grounded into the physical, into the body, into the present. And it's through that remembrance that we can kind of remember anything, we can awaken to anything, because we're one with this reality, with this body, with this being. And it's this soul remembrance, I feel, in an overly busy world or convoluted environment, or any of these kinds of realities that essentially could distract from the soul, or could hinder that connection of our souls to this reality. And in our energy body, beyond just this reality, is something known as the soul star chakra, which is essentially in the same way our energy is connecting into this realm, the way our energy connects beyond this realm. And thus that being that we are, the consciousness that we are, has another kind of body, we could say, to communicate and be present with. And from personal experience as much as shared and divinely aware offerings, when we're in that presence, when we're in that connection, when we truly are honoring soul to soul, and we know that any soul that we can breathe and be with and face, that we can create peace and joy through the presencing process, then we know that all souls feel safe, just as we do when we truly are in a centered, grounded, calm enough, or excitedly embodied enough way of knowing that I am one with creation, we are one with nature. And it's through that separation and that individuation that we can always remember that, unless that's the focus, and is especially with respects to us anchoring that soul connection into every step and breath that we choose as much as we can, while still having fun and offering room for spontaneity and creativity and such, yet with this remembrance that everything we're choosing is creating, and that we all have gifts and skills and talents, yet it's only in the opening of that, and thus the empowerment of that we really get to not just talk about it or say about it or hope about it, but be about it and breathe about it and create with that empowerment. And it's through the breath, no matter what we're doing or choosing, that spirit can empower us, which is the spirit of life, which is like us breathing our soul into being in this whole embodiment. And that's really what brought me to this island personally, and what I have devoted and dedicated this life to offering for myself and others, is how do we really commune as one whole at home with the soul, and beyond just fun ways of sharing and being able to be transparent and honest and create. It really does offer a kind of divine protection. And the same way being lucidly awake in a dream offers us the ability not to be in control, but to be aware of all the controls going on inside and out, which is really our awareness. And it's through that our ability to interface that, which again, the breath with every inhale and exhale is assisting, nurturing, supporting, doing, actually probably how much more conscious than any of our little egos in the process. And that's why surrendering to the breath consciousness, allowing breath to speak for us even without words, to be able to really feel and relate heart to heart and soul to soul, is how I remember every solstice that I've ever truly shown up at and grounded into. And standing among these trees, I will say as well that I can honestly say every single ceremony that's been publicly offered, including this moment now, I'm putting a hand on this tree, I have communed with the trees and the ancestries and the ancestors encircling, and all of our ancestors encircling. May they hear this message of how grounding, clearing, calming, centering, amplifying our connection to the earth and our soul is how we can clear any distortions or any grievances or any problems that we might be facing or encountering in these different realities. And I have before and prior, and if needed during and always after as well, and as long necessary, integrating for every ceremony, I have communed with the tree. I have put my forehead to a tree. I have asked the whole earth to support me. I have called in all my ancestors and star family, and until I feel, like that present is fully open, that I'm in that space in my heart, I do not begin a ceremony for myself or others, as I know that the safety enough needed to really be present with any energy that can come up and or fly in or drop down. I have to be able to access that state. So just like going into a movie theater, knowing you are with that intention, or a dream, going into that ceremony with that release and reprieve and reception of me in the process is soul nurturing to this heart. And it has helped in so many ways of being able to balance within all these variables of energy. And I will admit, when I first started that process in this life, it was more of a energetic, I'm helping my body, I kind of feel love for the earth. And while it's still all that and more, it's also become this sacred communion and remembering the awakening that comes when we truly commune with life as one with ourselves, and the consciousness that's accessible to us in that process of choosing for ourselves and making these however conscious decisions, that being able to stand with the whole earth or sit with the whole earth, which would then include the seas and all the elemental beings in the skies and such things, where we're in the oneness with creation, that it's only in this wholeness, in this great fullness. I'm grateful for this breath. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for these feelings. I'm grateful for our ability to create, that we can actually embody that and put our trust in our heart, not these parts, but the whole heart that is really that pulse that's bringing everything alive, that's, inspiring us from our souls to our crown and all the way around. And that's the ceremony I offer. I know everybody has all their different ways of sharing and celebrating, and I really am calling for respect and reverence in that process for the soul. And may this ceremony be a seed for the soul and for all souls participating in certain ceremonies and gatherings of all ritual, traditional natures. May this call to the soul and the oneness of home assist us all in choosing the whole pathway home, 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 which is kind of like saying we can choose home wherever we go. and we can be at home in the heart. And how do we truly do that? We honor the soul as spirit, as us, as everyone, like aloha, like namaste, like aroha, like in lakesh, alaki. These different greetings, like me greeting a tree, like a Lyran being, or an ancient technology. How do people upload things into the cloud or store things in memory before all this tech? It was already here. There was already ways. Those ideas came from inside of us. And that's why, in all the interacting with all the different kinds of beings and all the different ways that essentially all our choices can boil down to two. Love, not love. Divine, not divine. And the fear that I've had to embrace and accept and breathe with inside of myself, that I've also met with others, more than any, is actually the fear of divinity, the fear of our own connection to source, and the fear of what it means to truly choose and create in a way that honors that feeling, and what source has offered us, and what we have resourced through our life, and the source that is the light of us now. Among all these forces of energy, thoughts, ideas, memories, pictures, it's all energy. And when we can really honor that soul wholly throughout the body, beginning, breathing truly from beneath our souls, that pulse of life, lifting us up energetically before we've even thought of our first breath, and to really feel that pulse in our heart and how it fires our belly to pick ourselves up, but bring that earth breath with us all the way up and all the way around. And it really can be a beautiful ceremony when we ground into that, and when we honor all the sacred foundational ways of creating that, all the elements truly being honored, all beings are being honored, all voices being given the same equal respect. There's a technique I'd like to share, and perhaps that's enough for now, and I hope to see everyone who's beyond hoping to breathe to truly arrive ready to embrace the whole soul that you are, and to breathe the miracles that you've been waiting for, that you're ready to be and share, and perhaps even receive the ones, and that one that you're already ready to just receive. You just need to breathe. What if everything can change, shift, create, align in one breath, one universal breath, connected to the whole quantum reality of our inner, outer time and space? Grace is embodiment, but only when it's wholly realized and recognized, which is honoring all relations in the indigenous way of saying, in all directions, all nations, all people, all places. As the dreamer more than awakens, we weave aware of what we believe, what we perceive, how we feel, how we sense. That's the government everybody's praying for. That's the harmony everyone's singing for. And that's the miracle that is here and now, forevermore. Immortal as these trees in consciousness. Eternal as the breath throughout all breaths. May love meet us all, soul to soul, as spirit knows the heart of home is holy. Ho, ho, ho. Home.